most fun I've had here? Giving presents to 15,000 kids. That's my fun. This is my thing. Being there for kids has always been my thing all of my life. And it will always be something to do with kids.
Service from 1 month to 12-year-olds. At the end of the year, by this year, we're expected to do an easy 14,500 kids. That means about 6,500 families.
They have to need it. We just don't give gifts to people if they don't need it, you know. So it starts all right here.
Santa Claus Girls, when the phone calls come in, we answer the phone calls and take their applications for presents for their children age 12 and under. And it's sometimes a challenge with language.
Sábado, entre 9 de la mañana y 2 de la tarde.
It's very rewarding when you receive a phone call and they repeatedly thank you and are very kind and very appreciative of everything that we do for them.
This is what the orders look like when they come in. Then they separate them by areas, and then the girls start bagging the families here from that.
All of our different wrappers that you see up and down all these aisles, both here and at the girls, these are different church groups, community groups, auxiliaries. I have 3 volunteers at this table, Joan has 2, that they just plain almost come every day to help us out. We don't wrap pretty, but we wrap so these packages will stay all put together and not rip, or we don't want anything damaged in here. Because from here it goes down to the other station where they actually put the families all together.
So that's when all, see, as you see on both sides here, there's all girls and all boys. And they go to each station and they pick up, like the child here, there's a girl and a boy. So she would go get a 12-year-old girl, put a white sticker on it, and put the child's name.
Because if it says girl 1, we grab that box there. Take one packet. If it says boy 2, that means he's 2 years old. He gets a present appropriate for a 2-year-old. Judy, probably.
I'm Bob Williams, and I've been in the Y Service Club for over 20 years. And our club has been doing Santa Claus Girls for over 50 years. We come in and organize the routes. In the early days, we delivered all the gifts, but now it takes 300 drivers to do it. And then, see, what they've done is made maps of each section of town.
Yeah.
So every driver gets a map. And then they take a highlight pen and mark where the places are.
A person is going to be a driver. We've made a map and a list of 14 homes where those bags are going to go.
And we put them in order, so they go in the car in order, and we have a little map, and it takes them right to where they're going.
And this is actually one of the smaller sections. See this here? Southwest 4, I don't know where he's going to put it all, because he's already run out of room. Oh my gosh, I don't know what we do without Knoll. Oh my gosh. I just can't even tell you.
Okay, so I'm Dan Carley, and I'm the Vice President of Manufacturing for Knoll, so I'm in charge of this site. Yeah, so obviously we're the hosts for Santa Claus Girls here, and so we take that as looked at as saying anything that we can do to make their operation successful. That's what we want to do. When I first started here, she took me out into this space that we're in right now, and it was empty, and she tried to explain what Santa Claus Girls was. And I thought I understood, and then that was about 6 months later, was when last year when we got, when they got here, and then I really got an understanding of what it was. So, and to see the operation was just kind of blew my mind. It was amazing to see. So in some ways this is an empty space for us, so it's great that 3 months out of the year is used for such a good cause. So we really want to continue to promote that. Actually, I think the most interesting thing for me was seeing Delivery Day last year. That I had no idea I was just coming to check it out. We were actually running the plant that day, so I was kind of coming in to see how things were going. But while I was here, I walked around, and it was just amazing that everybody had a job, everybody had something to do, and they all knew what it was, and they got it taken care of, and that they could move all this material, all these gifts out in that 3 or 4 hours that they did and have them out and distributed. I still am just amazed, and I love to tell people about it.
On delivery day, you will find Good Grand Rapids Press. We'll be here with papers, give it to all the drivers. The Salvation Army will have its disaster wagon out back, and they will be serving coffee, hot cocoa, water, and cookies to all the drivers and their families. Delivery day is like the ultimate. Yeah. It's really cool. We have approximately 100 to 150 kids from sports teams, Boy Scout troops, Girl Scouts troops, church youth groups that come in, and they come in about 7:15. And Bob Smith from the Wise Men, because they do the routing, talks to them all and tells them what they have to do.
Over there, the drivers are getting checked in to make sure that they volunteered and they're background checked and all that good stuff. The cars will then come over here and get staged there, at which point at 8 o'clock we will release them to where they go to the loading zone and get loaded up and then on their way.
We start loading about 8. I'd say by 10 o'clock, there is nothing in here anymore. It's gone. We have 350 cars that will be pulling up, and they circle all the way around this building. And they line them up 4 rows deep out there. And then they bring them in, 1 car at a time, and back them up where the cars are out front.
And the drivers come in and they're assigned a route, and they have carriers, volunteer carriers that come in and help them carry the gifts out. And then I just get the paperwork like this and keep everything in order so that they know who drove what route.
And as soon as you're loaded, you're out of here. Because we got that many more cars.
Yeah. You are a part of a very, very big program. We'll have over 12,000 children receiving gifts today that they might not have received otherwise. There's a number of groups that are responsible for this whole thing. First of all, we thank Knoll Industries for allowing us to be in this building.
Without Knoll, we have no idea where we would be. They've been so generous with their support for us and the storage and the communications and everything. It's like home to us.
Yeah, we, like you said, we wouldn't know where we were going to go when we finish one season. Where were we going to put what we have left? And we've been so appreciative of what Knoll has done, and we hope that they can do it in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Knoll. Yeah, thank you very much, Knoll.
Thank you, Knoll.
Thank you, Knoll. Thank you, Knoll.
Thank you, Knoll. We're so glad to be here.
And thank you to Knoll for this beautiful facility.
Thank you, Knoll. We couldn't ask for more. Thank you.
Thank you, Knoll.
Thank you, Noel.
Thank you, Knoll.
Thank you, Noel.
Thank you, Knoll.
Oh, thank you to Knoll. Oh my gosh, I can't thank you enough. I can't really thank you enough, and you both know it. I love you guys. Thank you a million times over.